Well, good evening, speed gaming. I'm excited for another night of SMZ3 randos. It's gonna be normal logic tonight. And along with all the runners racing, we have the pleasure of enjoying Scupula versus Sky on the restream tonight. I'm 329th in line. Always happy to be able to hang out and calm. And joining me tonight on tracking is going to be Made Work Hard and Professor Render. So big thanks to both of them for putting things together behind the scene. Always big fan of these. Personally, it's what got me into the rando is the combo randomizer, so kinda nostalgic. My favorite way to watch it done. And thank you, May, there in the chat. So Render just helping with the stream setup. Still a big thanks, though. Well, chat, whenever I solo comm, I always love to get some hype going on from the chat. Looks like we've got some interesting sprites. We've got Contra over here on the left, and is that Dark Samus on the right? Well, either way, we're off. Both runners heading. Here we go. We've got the drop down from Scoopy. Let's see if we take a link to the past check or if we head down to Blue Brain. Yep. Gonna go head over to link to the past for Scoopula and Sky following suit. That's a pendant on Tower of Hera, 5-6 crystal at Eastern. As well as just a regular crystal at Desert. Yeah, chat, I should talk to myself in another voice. I mean, I can do it. Might be a little weird. Might be the last time I'm allowed to calm, but... Well, either way, as you tend to see in these, a lot more accessible early on A Link to the Past. Kind of locked until we get that Morph Ball for Super Metroid. There's some other items, Speed Booster, Bombs, Screw Attack help us out, but really the Morph Ball is a big find. So right now we've got the Hula Hand glitch set up on Sky's side. Gonna get some early in-game money. And it looks like Scoopula's got the same idea, so... Gonna walk out of here with some cash. So I've seen a couple items so far. I only saw some money on the island. There's a map, the Sank map in the Sank chest, and then just a heart piece there at Link's house. Nothing too exciting yet. But we are getting a little bit of divergence here. Scoopula headed west. And we've got Sky going to be checking the first half of Escape here. Get the uncle check. And that chest. Oh, 300 bucks there. There goes that Hula Hand play being totally worth. Although, you know, end up with almost 600 bucks here. Definitely enough money for the big fish. But just a heart container there. Chat, any ideas what our first big find's gonna be? Missile expansion at the race game? And an E-tank there on the library ledge, so... Kind of getting a little bit of information here. Early on, you're always gonna see them kind of doubling over, but Scoopula's gonna go ahead and grab those. It's the first missiles we've seen, so... And Sky's gonna take a look at the Lumberjack ledge. I think that was half magic. Although I see some different things going up in chat. Yeah, okay. I definitely think that was half magic. And yes, I see screw attack for progression of a morphless Brinstar. That's certainly a possibility. Runners like to see the morph ball. That's for sure. Oh! So Scupula finds missiles after taking some time to go out of the way to get missiles, but Sky with a big find right there. That's going to be the Pegasus Boots. So we are going to be running around pretty fast early on. Yes, the memeing has begun. Hey, Ice Rod is fine on Lumberjack as long as Trinex isn't required. All right. Oh, and more missiles. So pay 100 rupees, get some missiles. So you can see both runners kind of doing our Kakariko checks. There's a lot of early game checks you can find. Sky with a slight advantage, being able to dash around this town. Scupula having to walk. Oh! But deep down in the well today, someone threw a morph ball. That's definitely a good find. It can be something you got to search for a while. Some more money. Yeah, chat, I've learned that you tend to wish for some of the worst scenarios we can imagine. Kakariko's giving us some options. That is our first lift upgrade. Oh, an unfortunate bomb bonk there. So we've got some money and we've got the power glove, so a trip to the big fish could be in order here. Our runners exchanging routes here. Scupula's heading up into the Lost Woods. Gonna be happy to see those Pegasus boots. Gives you nice movement around early game. And it saves you the trouble of Ganon's big key is on the pedestal. Sky grabbing his own power glove. Lace him up. Scupula's got those boots. Well, certainly some options to start out with. Kind of have progression both ways. I'd be interested to see how our runners choose to explore. They stay in A Link to the Past or take that morph ball over soon. And that's right, Sky's gonna be able to grab that. Be nice to have an extra E-tank heading into SM. Doubt Scupula will go back for that. Yeah, chat, I love to see route divergence. And speaking of route divergence, coming from the other way, Scupula is able to route in the Bonk Rocks. Unfortunately, it's just another missile tank. That's 4 or 5 missile tanks we've seen so far. Sky getting the mail upgrade in the dam, and we'll see what's drowning today. Yet another missile tank, but the ice beam making an appearance. Ice is nice. Again, these are some of those, just like the boots, these are some nice late game time savers. If you're unfamiliar with this, with the Super Metroid Randomizer, when you get to the end of the game, you have to take on some Metroid, several rooms, and it is so much easier to handle with the Ice Beam. So, if nothing else, a little quality of life improvement does help your damage out a good bit too, especially for early game. And we're still, speaking of damage output, we're still limited on weapons here. Just got the bombs to toss, but Sky making good use of that for the mini Moldworms. 2 for 1 on missiles. And that's a heart piece on the Dark Cross and another E-Tank for Sky. So probably going to try to finish the rest of these checks on Skies. And I imagine with those boots, head over to Ice Rod Cave. Scoopula's seen the back of Escape. We'll see if he decides to head into the front. Ice Rod Cave's just a little bit more cash. Big 20 bucks for your troubles. We do have a 5-6 crystal at Eastern. Not sure I'd dip Eastern this early on with as much to explore. But do get a couple of items there in Eastern. And yes, Scoopula is going to do full escape here. And Sky taking advantage of that fake flipper. Does find bombs and power bombs. That's a good find. Morph ball bombs and power bombs. That's definitely gonna create some openings here in SM. I apologize. Yes, water walk, not fake flipper. See, that's where my co-com would normally correct me. Well, Zora might not be a ripoff. For 500, you're getting a bottle, but you do get to bring that bottle to Sick Kids, so we'll see. Could possibly be some delayed gratification here. Very possible that's the only bottle we'll see before or for a while. And if Sick Kid's got something good, that's what you want. Yes, without the Moon Pro, you can't fake flipper into Waterfall Cave. The Sky is going to go ahead and immediately check the return on investment here. What's Sick Kid got? Just a piece of heart. So that is a pretty bad waste of funds there. One check left down here and escape. It is the silver arrows. Scoopula committing to the escape play, finding a very nice treat there at the bottom. Again, we're finding a lot of nice end game quality of life. Silver arrows. It could come down to a big time save if Sky never makes his way down there. So it definitely helps with damaging bosses earlier in the game, but a silverless Ganon could be a big time sink if you didn't need to. And it looks like Turtle Rock's going to be our green pendant with the Sahasrah's knowledge here. Check the closet. Screw attack in the back. Save that for later. So Sky's noping out of the eastern check. Gonna take screw attack, morph ball bombs, power bombs. Found a couple of power bombs already. It looks like Sky's heading into SM. And we'll see. Scupula did not do the water walk, so Scupula hasn't been to the Out of Logic Waterfall Ferry. So there's power bombs and screw. So Scupula also gonna go ahead and move on from Eastern. And Sky is gonna give us a gauntlet check. Really nice to have screw attack for this. And Scupula making way for these South Shore checks. We get Mini Moldworm Cave in here. We have seen this. Oh! We're going fast in A Link to the Past, and now we're flying by an SM. That's the speed booster sitting up at Gauntlet. Now, Sky taking a death, but that's information. He's going to head back and grab that. Not really something you want to leave behind. And Sky is making the climb right back. It's a really tough wall jump. And take it from somebody who cannot wall jump at all. So, really impressive when they can make it around this. Does have bombs. Could IBJ here. And it looks like that might be what Sky's going for. There we go. And some very precisely timed bombs. Gonna get Sky back up to the gauntlet. Kind of in a hurry to get that morph ball. Or, speed booster. And Scupula is also doing the water walk, so I'm going to go ahead and get those bombs. And morph ball bombs out of logic. Alright, so Sky, second time around, grabbing the speed booster. Getting burned a little bit on that re-entry there. And just some expansions here on the back of Gauntlet. Scupula does grab that bottle from King Zora, but isn't going to go over and check it. Scupula's going to take those bombs. I love the sunglass animation. That's great. Scupula's going to take those bombs and screw attack and head over. And here we go. So a little bit more divergence. We got Scupula's going to be taking a look at Criteria power bombs, possibly. Yeah, here we go for that IBJ. Just to clarify, are you chat? Are we asking who the character is on Scupula's side? I believe it's Contra. I don't know. Bill is one of their names. I can't remember the other person's name. Well, then there we go. If the other one's Harper, then I know one of them is named Bill. And turning out some reward here. Wave Beam showing up at Criteria Powers. So another 300 bucks here. Missiles, and we'll see what was on the front on the way in. And it's just some more cash. But hey, $20, $20. So Scupula getting a little bit more out of our landing site. Found wave beam at Criteria Powers, but Sky has already been up here where Scupula's grabbing that speed booster. Let's see if there's anything of value. We haven't seen anything nice in Green Bryn yet. And the ice beam is in the back of Escape, so Sky is going to be sitting on regular power beams so far. Scupula, if nothing else, I mean, turned off ice beam for the time save since you have to freeze everything, but if nothing else, Scupula's damage output is just a lot more efficient right now early on. It's a good time, though. Bill and Lance. That sounds right. I loved Contra. So really nothing that I saw in Green Brand. We might have missed, chance I missed something, but I haven't seen anything other than expansions and some cash. Yeah, the shield was at Terminator. Let's see what Pink Bryn's got. We can hop up here. Oh, that's our first soup. Oh, no, we did pick up a super pack somewhere else. It must have been in Link to the Past because I didn't catch it. Got excited. I thought that was our first supers. But really only required me to look up at their items to know what they had, so. I swear I've calmed before. So a little bit of retracing on Scupula's side. We've seen a couple more checks from Scupula. We did see Terminator, which was a shield, and we did grab that wave beam up at Criteria Powers. We are not turning anything interesting out here yet in Green or Pink Bryn. Sky gonna check Waterway. Not enough health to shine Spark. Chat's pointing out. That is a good point. And Sky probably putting that piecing that together right now. Another thing just to keep in mind with the wave beam that Scupula picked up, Sky is going to have to wave gate glitch if he wants to go through and check up there in the big side hopper room, but Scupula has wave beam, doesn't have to bother with any glitching, could just go right up there. And chat with some swaggy ideas for how to get health for that room. That would be pretty awesome. So right here you see Sky setting up the Spore Spawn skip. If you position yourself right there you go, you can keep the super block loaded on screen even though it's off screen, and there's just a specific place you gotta stand to be able for it to still register. Breaking that super block from off screen, and is gonna be able to check Spore Spawn's item here. Oh, just a piece of heart. Would have been nice. Either way, a nice sports pun skip. And Scoopula also grabbing up his second super pack, making his way into the pink Bryn. There's some wonderful things going on in chat right here. With commands. Well, chat, certainly early to call leads at this point. The only real advantage Scoopula has, well, the silver arrows could be a big find. Scoopula went all the way through escape, and in Zelda's cell, instead of a princess, we found silver arrows. So that's that could turn out to be big if Sky never makes the way down there, and it's a close race because a silverless Ganon versus another runner who's found silvers. I mean that's a big time difference. But yeah, I'm gonna say decently early here. I think silvers is the biggest find for time. Other than that, we've got an ice beam and a wave beam on Scoopula's side. Again, helps with the damage output. Saves a little bit of time on the Metroid room. I guess if we're just starting arguments here, not arguments, but conversation. I guess really Scoopula just has some cushion for the end game already. And as you see right there, though, Scoopula able to skip. Having to do all that setup for the wave gate just takes it out normally. Unfortunately, the payout is worthless. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy who walk away from 20 bucks sitting there, but apparently Scoopula has enough money and can leave it behind. So Sky making way back down here is going to see what was left behind in Waterway. Gonna get almost simultaneous Waterway checks here because Scoopula's heading down that same area. Get a good 2 for the price of 1 here. What do we got? Well, Sky, I'm really glad you took the time to go get all that energy. Would have hated to have leave $1 behind. Yeah, unfortunately, not what Sky was hoping to find down here. But yes, our runners, pretty much room for room here. And Scoopula taking the time to grab a $1. Take a little cue from Sesame Street here. We could count the amount of rupees we have. There's 1. Are you kidding me? That's an award-winning count impression. Oh, Green Hill Zone turning out more expansions. So other than that lift upgrade and boots... It won, well, to be fair, Chad, it won the world's worst count impersonation, so... I can't work on it if it's winning awards, though. Alright, so Sky is going to be checking Blue Bryn now, and it looks like Scoopula has the same idea. So 300 rupees, so some good cash turnout, and just a little bit more cash on the Morph Ball pedestal. Yeah, Chad, I think you're right. It's looking like maybe we gotta head back over to Zelda here. Just an E-Tank, just a lot of expansions. Ooh, and a red meringue here up in the ceiling. A piece of heart there. Let's see what we've got upstairs. Does anyone know if those blue things have a name with the faces? Charge beam. And just 10 arrows. So charge beam at the top of Billy Mays, that's not bad because it saves you from soft locking. Now it benefits Scupula a lot more just because Scupula has the damage output, but it does keep you from soft locking. Neither runner went into Eastern as far as things that are left. I don't know that there's too much more in ALTTPR other than Eastern though. Don't really have access to anything else. And we have not gone any further after Green Hills, so there is still a little bit more we have access to here in SM. We did see Bonk Rocks. I believe it was either a missile or a heart piece, but... yeah, chat, I think that's it. I think we have a little bit of progression here in SM before we get stuck. And I'm not sure what my question was. I see something popping up there in chat. Someone have to remind me what my question was. I honestly have no idea. Oh, and with Speed Booster, we can get over to wreck ship, so... we don't have... I don't believe we have the energy for Shaft Supers. The chat, you'll have to keep me honest for that one. I have no idea. Yes. What are those? Does anyone know what those blue pillar things with the faces are called? That was my question. You're correct. Oh, I'm severely wrong. We do have the energy for Chef Supers. The Sky with some nice move to get over those globs. Scupula doing it the powerbomb way. Eliminating the treacherous goop. Unfortunately, it's just a piece of heart. Oh, we also have Bomb Teresa. We haven't seen Bomb Teresa. Oh. So we do see the space jump pickup there on Sky's side. Scupula close behind. Just on the heels, going to be getting that right now. That's a nice find. And it gives us some options to keep moving around here. Yeah, runners are kind of in tandem right now. We had a little bit of divergence when we started, but kind of wrapped up all around here. And we'll see if we can get links to our runners' channels in the chat here. Having a little bit of trouble with the bot, it looks like. But I will say, please do give a follow to Scupula and Sky. I'm not sure what their actual Twitch handles are, but two awesome runners, and it's just great to be able to enjoy the content like this. Relax on a Monday night, enjoy a great race. So please do give them some love and some support and check out their channels. As well as our awesome tracker. Thank you so much, Maid, for hanging out with us tonight. Teresa is certainly not worth the 2 supers it takes to bring him down, but nonetheless. Oh my gosh, it's Mad Ewok Herd. I just realized this. For someone whose entire job tonight is to talk, I sure put my foot in my mouth a lot. Mad, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Sky picking up his wave beam. Gonna take the fill at the ship here. And Scupula is going to be our first runner to head back over to Link to the Past. And to be fair, everybody gets my screen name wrong too, so. And here's a big split up. We've got our divergence. This might be a big determining factor of the night. Sky is going to commit to the wreck ship play, and Scupula's headed back. So, well, there's your ice rod, chat. We do have a green pendant turtle rock, so I'm sure something is on that green pendant turning. Scupula is going to go ahead and grab the old man from the cave. Gonna get a new spawn point. And it looks like Sky remembering that he has space jump here. Now the old man, just a reserve tank. Does give us a new spawn point, which is always nice for movement in this game. We'll see what else is up here on the mountain, though. And Sky finally getting across the moat. Heading into wreck ship. High jump boots down there at the bottom of the river here. I don't even know what this body of water is. And I didn't catch what was up there. Scupula dashed in and out too quick. Chat, if you saw what it was, let me know. That's a lake. I called it a river. I'm sorry. And Scupula just went up there for a moment here. Gonna be flipping in. Gets a couple of checks. Doesn't have various suits, so is gonna be pressed for time here. Not too many tanks. And it looks like chat saying $300 up there in the mountains, so not the progression we're looking for, or the droids, I guess, but is going to go over here and check what is normally high jump, although we just saw that down there at the bottom of the lake. Just an E-tank, but when you're Sans various suit early on in the game, always welcome. And we're going to see our first SM boss fight as Sky is treating us to a toe-to-tentacle battle here. We've got Fantoon making the appearance. Charge Wave. Better than Charge Power Beam, that's for sure. Only has 53 missiles, pretty good. But yes, I apologize for the name mix-up there. Mad Ewok Herd. Please do give them a follow too. Appreciate all the hard work they're doing, keeping us honest here with the tracking. Really, everybody who puts in so much work to make these games just so enjoyable to just hang out and watch. What a great community. So big thanks to everybody working out tonight. That energy tank coming in handy here for Scupula. Probably just going to walk out of here with knowledge. We don't see a gravity or a various suit. So we're gonna go ahead and take the reset. Definitely had a save before that, so Scupula's showing us how it's done. Oh. And we're seeing it right there on Sky's side. Remember what I said about that low energy early on. taking the death to Fantoon. Gonna have to go all the way back to the ship. We'll see if Sky decides to go through and commit to the wreck ship player. And Crumble Mountain is showing us a Kana Samari there on Scupula's side. That is definitely a big pickup. Unfortunately, not a lot. Can we make it to Croc? Can we get down there? Scupula with 15 does get into the room. Gonna take on Crocomire. Sky's re-picking up those high jump boots, but as I was saying, we just saw it on Sky's side. We are at a position right now where energy is kind of a scarce resource, and we're dipping into what would be the later parts of the game normally. So Scupula also taking a death there to Crocomire, dropped into the room only with 15 health. It definitely happens. Remember, we're still on our regular power suit, so no defensive upgrades yet either. So Sky is offering us that rematch we were hoping for, so we'll see how our second Fantoon battle goes. Scupula re-picking up that cane. Yeah, it's tough. 3 E-tanks. A little bit saved in the reserve there. It does drop in with a considerable bit more health this time around. Crocomire does get a quick scratch in there, though, and that's taking a chunk off. Looks like about 40 health. I see chat speculating we could have a vanilla or French vanilla various suit here tonight. E-tanks, suits, really anything besides the constant, incessant missile expansions we've been seeing. Chat, no love for Croc tonight. You're thinking it's a troll. Oh, Crocomire, be careful. Oh, wait. That bridge didn't look good. Oh, we do see the book on Croc. It is out of logic here, but gotta be careful. Space jump can be finicky and can't really take a bath right now with the health we're at. So book, that's gonna be, could be our only entrance into Desert Palace should things not align the way we would prefer them to. But it also gives us access once we get 2 swords. We're still swordless in Link to the Past, but it will eventually give us access to those tablets. So Scupula getting a nice health refill there. Is going to keep going with these Croc checks here, and we do see Sky taking down Fantoon. Good job on that second fight. Well, we've paid the power bill. The lights are back on. Let's see if Wreck Ship had anything worth collecting up here. Wreck Ship's always one of those, it's a good play when you find something, and it's a huge time sink when there's nothing going on up here. But both our runners showing some great resilience here. I think, not sure if Sky maybe was using power bombs to clear some extra stuff. And say we do have bombs. There's another E-tank for Sky, so that's nice. And I believe that was the mushroom for Scoopula to pick up in the sign room. And I see chat kind of corroborating that story, so correct me if I'm wrong. Simultaneous heart pieces on screen there. Scoopula decides to pick his up. Sky has seen enough. And we're going to get this last check here in the croc area. What do you got for us? Oh, hold on. That's where it's at. Croc paying out. We still don't know about that book. We don't know about that mushroom, but we know about that bow. Crocomire guarding our bow. That is some nice movement. That's going to be definitely required for the game, but certainly going to help us with progression. I'm thinking Eastern Palace. I see chat's also thinking Eastern Palace. It's a 5-6 crystal. That's certainly calling. If you're in favor of close races, though, as I always am, you hope something big is up here deep in Wreck Ship, because that's going to help give Sky making his trip up here worth it. And going to reset the X-ray visor. Interesting, I guess, without... You haven't seen Plasma, so... Doesn't want to take the time to go backwards through that room. Interesting choice. Not really a huge time save. If you have the microwave combo. But remember, I'm commentating from the perspective of someone who's awfully horrible at this game, so I take every safety I can get. So this is normal logic, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the hell runs are not expected at all. That is correct. I see chat corroborating the same thing. So that croc plays out of logic. So Bo cannot be locking our various suit. I'm right there with you, chat. Love watching it, love comment. Enjoy casually playing when no one's watching. Well, we got a bow. And now, as if that wasn't enough of a weapon, Scoopula finds our first sword that's turned up on the way to Kraid. That's a nice find. Take a look at Wreck Ship Reserve, though, and there you go. There's your deep Wreck Ship payoff. Sky, go ahead and check in the Wreck Ship Reserve. It's going to be your gravity suit. So, are there ways around it? Yeah, but they're few and far between, require a lot of stuff, and they're time consuming, so Sky's happy to find that. And Scoopula missing that Kraid quick kill. But nevertheless, just takes a few extra minutes, about a minute and a half or so, but that is Kraid down, and we're going to get a look at Kraid. What'd you have for us? Oh, of course, the missile tank. I was thinking that's exactly what we needed. Just another missile tank, right? Well, nonetheless, that does give us access to Kraid's energy tank as well. So hopefully that's something that was worth the trip. I mean, you got to take him down either way. Super Metroid, all 4 bosses are required to access the final area. But Sky is taking time to go through this cutscene here. Going to be very well rewarded. Gravity suit sitting up here. It's the kind of find you're hoping for a close race, that's for sure. And Kraid, just a whole lot of nothing tonight. Guys, I pick up an extra heart tank on the way to the very much appreciated change of clothes. But here's the real payout. That's right. Gravity suit picked up on Sky's side. So we are looking at just about 50 minutes into this race. Both our runners have gotten a Super Metroid boss down. We got Kraid killed on Scupula's side. And Sky decided to take the wrecked ship journey and gets a Fantoon kill. Now the real difference is here is Sky picking up Gravity Suit in the wrecked ship reserve. Big find. Scupula just as lucky though. Scupula finding the bow, also super important. But that was down at Croc, a little more out of the way. So we'll have to see who decides to go where, which runner kind of covers the other one's ground first. I do get the sense that it's more likely we'll see Sky make way. I think Scupula is going to be going for that bow in ALTTPR, but we'll see. I've definitely been severely wrong before. Some more power bombs down there for Sky, and Scupula is going to be giving us a look at the X-ray. Look, if you wanted more missiles, this is your seed, I'm telling you. Scupa taking some stabs to the feet there. Well, both our players are in Red Tower. Gonna get our third or fourth high five of the match here as we cross over. And right there, we got that nice little overlap. So, let's see. Where do we go next? Sky is gonna go backwards. Oh, I'm sorry. Sky dropped down to X-ray. I apologize. I thought Sky was going back. So Sky going to be just as disappointed with those missiles as Scupula was a minute ago. I mean, who wants missiles at 3 a.m.? Oh boy, 3 a.m. And Scupula going through these supers and missile pickups here. Yes, chat. At first we didn't know what to do with all our extra missiles. We tried burying them, burning them, eating them. In the end, we decided to just give them all away. I say in jest, of course, because ammo is ammo. It's nice to have, but runners would certainly like to see something that helps them progress a little further. But we're certainly lacking in the supers department. Looks like we've got 20 on Sky's side, so would like to see more super missile packs, that's for sure. But Scupula is taking the elevator up. We'll see which direction he chooses to go. We've got a gravity suit up at the wreck ship reserve. Will Scupula go ahead and make the trip around? Now Sky is going to take that gravity suit that he found and head right into Meridia with it. Definitely don't mind this play at all. And our Main Street missiles remain that today. I didn't get a look. It was in the little corridor there, but it didn't look important. Or was that Moon Pearl? Well, based on the ferocity that Sky's heading down there and chat's reaction, I'll say this must be Moon Pearl. And indeed it is. There's a big find. Well, you may hate it, you may love it, you might not want to see it, you might want to see it, but regardless of what it is, we need it. That's the Moon Pearl, and that's going to give us access to the Dark World. We are a hammer or another mitt to get into Dark World now. Ooh, Meridia has got some payout tonight. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing here, but we've got a Moon Pearl, and that's the hook shot at Mama Turtle. So again, doesn't matter how you feel about the item, we're going to need it to see the end of this game. So that's the hook shot picked up. So Meridia is got some answers for us. Scupula does make the play of a direct ship, so is it going to at least turn the power on? I would imagine with the amount of items we're at, Scupula will also make some loops around and hopefully going to get upstairs to check that gravity suit. And there's our second bottle of the night. Now, the big differentiation here, Sky has not been down to Croc. Scoop has. Scoop grabbed the bow down at Croc. It was at Grapple. That's really the difference maker as far as routing so far. If Scoopula follows this through, picks up Gravity Suit, is going to find a lot of goodies. Yes, chat. Sky also hasn't been to Kraid and hasn't grabbed the sword, but I assumed that Sky would make the play to Kraid. The Croc is kind of the outlier. Without a Various suit, I could easily see Sky taking that hook shot. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff we haven't seen, and we'll get a little bit of a pickup here as our runners kind of cover each other's steps. Oh, Meridia is they must have some holiday specials going on, because that is the magic mirror. Again, huge find. And while Sky picks up that mirror to check out how good that Various suit looks on him, I'm sorry, Gravity suit looks on him, we've got Scupula taking down the ghost. Fantoon puts the power back on, and we'll see what Scupula decides to do here. Yeah, I say, chat, we petition to change the name of Meridia, so it needs to be more hype. What have we seen down here so far? We had a Moon Pearl, a mirror, and hookshot. No, we don't have a way to get to Hype Cave yet, chat. We can't get into the Dark World yet. We can, if we were there, we could be normal, thanks to that Moon Pearl find, but we will need another glove or a hammer to get to the Dark World. Oh, and it looks like that's Bombo sitting up there. We haven't seen any Dark World yet, so we don't know what our tablet access is. So 2 dungeons in A Link to the Past, if you're unfamiliar, require medallions as keys to enter, one being Misery Mire, and the other one being Turtle Rock. Now, we know Turtle Rock is a green pendant, but unfortunately, that still could be required. We don't know what's on that green pendant yet. So medallions are always nice to pick up. They just save you the trouble of looking for them later. And yes, the medallion is randomized. So there are 3 medallions in A Link to the Past. It could be any one of the 3 for both of them. So I haven't seen Hammer. Chat saying they think they might have seen Hammer. Possibly. I didn't see it. And Mad hasn't bumped it on the tracker. So I'm trusting that it hasn't popped up yet. And at this point, like I said, Sky making the way over to Kraid. Is going to get his first sword of the game. That's actually the first weapon that Sky has seen. Sky has not gone. We had a Cane of Samari on Crumble Mountain, as well as the bow down at Grapple. And Scopula did have to go through the full Kraid fight. We'll see if Sky can edge out some time here and get Kraid to sit down before he stands up. It does look like Scopula is going through the full wreck ship play. It makes sense with tons of stuff still out there. So Scoop, and there we go. Very nice quick kill on Sky's side. Some hype in chat. There's some great running going on here. Unfortunately, it's just for a missile tank, and the Kraid E-tank is not much better at payout. So it's gonna be what it is today. That being said, Scopula is well on the way to getting some hot information here. There is a gravity suit hiding in the wreck ship attic at the, or not the attic, I'm sorry, the reserve. Scoop's gonna want to pick that up, that's for sure. And Sky checking, hoping Kraid was worth more than just the required boss. Alas, your hopes are dashed, my friend. Now see, and this is, we'll see the play. Do we commit to Lower North, or to some of the, like the Croc and other parts of Norfair, or do we take some of this stuff we found A Link to the Past? We do have a mirror up. That doesn't matter yet. I apologize. Hookshot's really the only thing that's going to get us to the other side of Death Mountain. I do have the Death Mountain access warp right here too, so we'll see what Sky chooses to do. Scoop, on the other hand, finish up the bowling cutscene. Gonna head on over. Grab that ever needed change of clothes here. That's correct. Mirror does get us to Hera. What could it be up here? Oh my goodness. It's the gravity suit. Swanky purple threads. And a free super pack on the way out. Never something you don't want to see. And there we do see Sky making the way over to A Link to the Past. I'm slightly concerned about this. We know the bow. I mean, it's easy to jump back. But, we have the advantage. We know where the bow's at. And Sky going ahead and going to find the old man in the dark, bring him back out. get that spawn point. Hera does have 2 items. And going to be able to use the hook shot to get across to East Death Mountain. Again, there are items over there. There's plenty of stuff to pick up. But you're not going to find a bow there. At some point, Sky's going to have to make the way down to Croc. Well, chat, since it's just me and all of you hanging out here, what do we think? Do we think something good's going to be out here in East Death Mountain? And there's your look at the Dark World. We got our other 5/6 crystal at Skull Woods, and our pendants are Swamp. We already knew about Turtle Rock, so everything else is going to be a crystal for the Dark World. Now we've got a small key down there in the basement. Or, in the first check, not the actual basement, not the Firelock basement. Yeah, so Scoop taking some time here to inspect Meridia. Gonna be happy with what he turns out. Remember, we've got a holiday special going on at Meridia. Tons of blowout sales here. Got the Moon Pro, the hookshot hiding out at Mama Turtle. I believe we also saw Bombos and Mirror. No shame, chat. I forget what's available all the time. And Scoop grabbing that somewhat elusive hook shot. We had really stuck on some progression so far. So that is the first item I've seen in Hera. Or did we see both? I only saw the arrows. Yeah, flute is not required necessarily. Chat, that's a good point. Okay, just one item. Thank you, man. That's true, chat. Pointing out we did get the mushroom. So maybe something good. Could be a very suit. Although, where was Mush? Mush was in Sign. I don't know if you can get there with this logic. We did grab Big Key. Big Key was in the chest, the map chest. So we're getting our first look at East Death Mountain. We got Supers and Spazer. So the Wave Spazer combo for Sky. I like Spazer Beam. Doesn't get a lot of love here on the channels, but I like it. And I guess we'll take a reserve tank if it means we can get another Super Missile pack. I have not seen Scoop go into the Aqueduct yet, but there's Spring Ball. Unfortunately, nothing else turning up here in Paradox Cave. And chat confirming, no, we did not get a vanity grab from Scoopula. Still can't see how beautiful he's looking in this gravity suit. Yes, as chat pointing out, a lot of people don't like the spazer because of the conflict. You have to turn it off when you get plasma. I'm definitely still think it's worth the grab when you haven't seen plasma. It helps with the damage output. A lot of times you're doing late game stuff with early game loadout. And I'm under the school of thought that every little bit helps. And East Death Mountain, I mean, I'd trade every item for the spring ball, so I'm going to say East Death Mountain worth it, but our runners probably feel differently. Didn't see anything up there at East Death Mountain other than the spring ball. So let's see where Sky takes this. We are going to get a back of escape check. Sky hasn't seen this yet, and what was it? Something good was down there. It wasn't great, but it was nice. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was Ice Beam. Ice Beam's down here. Yep. Mad. Beat me to it. So Sky is going to save quit out of there. Can't visit our lovely friend without the grapple beam, so Shaq's going to have to wait. Unless we do a little bit of ice clipping here. But this is out of logic. Not that that's really stopped us before. We are entering the realm of things I don't even dare to try to understand. But if you look at the screen long enough, you'll see magic happen. So in my crudest, uneducated explanation of what's happening here, Scoop is trying to freeze this thing, we'll call it a green thing, high enough that we can clip through this and force our sprite above. I think we just call it magic, though. I don't think any human really understands what's going on here. Oh, and there we go. As I said, look at the screen long enough, you'll see magic happen. Scoop is going to be giving a visit to our friend Shaq. Out of logic. Sans grapple beam, but beautifully done. And Sky is taking the time to check the front of escape. Good call, not gonna help with progression, but it's gonna net some silver arrows down here in Zelda's Cell, and that is always nice. Not having to worry about a silverless Ganon run. Unfortunately, we don't have a bow to shoot those silver arrows. That bow's hiding down, guarded by Croc-O-Meyer at the grapple beam spot. Shaq Tool, keeping with the theme of the race, had a wonderful, perfectly pristine, delicious missile pack for us to enjoy, but our runners, they've seen enough. And Sky taking a death. I'm not sure that Sky got the silver. Is gonna nope out of silvers? Oh, but dies and gets... Okay. I'm sorry, I'm mistaking it for a reset. I was very confused. Spent my time looking at what Shaq Tool was giving us. My heart was in my throat. It's like when you're looking for your glasses, but they're on your face, and you panic and you can't see them. But yes, Scoop, ditching Bombos. So let's hope that's not a key lock that we're gonna need. The other sand pit was nothing. I think it was bombs on a missile tank. So say hello, Batwoon. Yeah, chat, that's a good point. Could be seeing it on the way out. Scoop definitely saw it, though. And Scoop took the save, so I think Scoop saw both sand pits. Only thing of note tonight was that Bombos medallion. And I love my little chromatic music for these mini bosses. And there we go. The snake is no more. And we've got Sky doing a dip. This is our first look into Eastern Palace. Couple of items to check out here. Not going to be able to finish this without a bow. And the bow is not in here. Could see a various suit in here, which would just be a required logical double dip of Eastern. Scoop filling up here on these supers. Take advantage of this farm spot for a second. Be interested to see if anything's in Eastern. We've had access to this for a very long time. And a various suit in here, or something of the sort, would definitely be nice. Sky certainly hoping for a bow to be able to finish completing this. Not going to happen. Well, chat, like I said, especially when I'm solo comming, always love to involve chat as much as possible. Any ideas where the various suit might... It's kind of being pesky right now. Oh, a shovel. So we've got 2 fetch quests on Scoopula's side. We've got a mushroom we found in the sign room, as well as a shovel now. But there's our second sword. So Sky's going to be running through the rest of this dungeon on Master Sword. Yeah, Scoop is going to head to Eastern at some point. It's 5-6 crystal. Got to do it. Scoop's going to be able to walk right through there with that bow. Nice power bomb. Add a little bit of extra damage here. And unloading on that super fill that Scoop got there. And down goes Dragon. Hour and 17 minutes in. That's Scoopula's 3rd SM boss kill. We have not seen a single boss yet in A Link to the Past. But what we do see there is that Dragon was quite the music aficionado. She was holding on to our flute. We'll be playing some sweet tunes when we get back to A Link to the Past. It's going to help make movement a lot nicer. And that's a plasma beam pickup there, if I'm reading chat correctly. I missed it. I had flute hype. I'm a musician, so, you know, I get hype on the flute. But I think that we saw plasma there in the big key chest of Eastern. Kind of makes that plasma, or that spacer pickup worthless, but, you know. Better to be over-prepared, I guess, right? And no, to my knowledge, Scoop has not turned in that bottle. We are getting a Geenish Cave check. It's also a very early sphere location, so don't need anything but bombs to check this. Unfortunately, it's just a heart container. So, Agina giving us much love, but it's not what we were hoping for. That's true, chat. No kill like overkill. I always thought we could be festive and say there's no business like snow business. but, you know, I just lose friends rapidly when I say things like that, so. All right, Sky is making way over to SM, heading up, though, from North Fair, not the direction you want to go for that bow. There's some more love there at Plasma. Oh, I'm full of horrible puns, so I'm sparing you all, trust me. Yes, Plasma would have been in the big key chest. Did I just say big chest? I'm sorry, I meant big key chest. I had it right in my head. Well, we got our runners again in the same area. And Scupula does look like he's going to head down. Hopefully making a play for that Bombos tablet. We don't know if we need it yet, but it'd be a shame to leave that behind and find out we needed it for Meyer, or if we have to dip into Turtle Rock and I want to think about these realities. But Sky gonna take his turn with Botspoon. And taking advantage of that plasma beam charge. Thank you, Chad. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, solo comms are always an interesting bag to pull, but this has been a great race so far. Really enjoying the divergence, and other than that bow pull, I mean, the vary is going to be a really big determining factor in who makes headway next here, but it's been a great race, and I know that the bot is not fully operational as we would always like it to be, but if you get a chance, or if anyone knows the handles of these runners, please throw them in the chat so we can give them a follow, because Scupula and Sky doing an awesome job. Just putting on a great show tonight, and please, if you don't follow them, you know, do give them some support, and check out their channels. They're putting on stuff, great content all year long, and it's just a real treat to get to enjoy these runners on stream tonight, as well as, and I've got your username right now, Mad Ewok Herd, throwing it down on tracking, keeping us all in line with all these items here. So huge appreciation. Thank you so much. And Sky is charging up for his fight with Dragon. Going to be rewarded with the flute. Make a little sweet music on the way out of here. And in the meantime, Scoop is all wrapped up. Grabbed Bombos and heading out. We'll see where Scoop goes next. We are really on the hunt for that Various suit. And as far as calming goes, I see some questions in the chat. There are tons of people who can help with questions. It really is a lot of volunteers for all kinds of different things that go on. It's a great community to be involved with. They always need help with comms and tracking, so get in touch with one of the channel admins, and I'm sure they can point you in the right direction. Everybody works behind the scenes, works on the comm stuff, the race runners. It's just a really fantastic community. All right, so Dragon down. That's 3 bosses apiece for SM. Again, like I said, we haven't touched a boss in A Link to the Past. So, other than Moldworm, I don't think anything is... No, we do have the book, so... But we don't have a fire source yet. So yeah, other than Moldworm, I don't think any boss is completable. So, either way, though, we're going to have to get to them eventually, so... But that is Sky heading out of Meridia. No doubt going to check out Plasma. And we're seeing Scupula with those East Death Mountain checks. And there's nothing good up here. I mean, I'm a huge Spring Ball fan, so... But other than that, there was nothing good hanging out up here, so... So chat, how many items did we see in Eastern? Because I'm running out of options here. Remember, we're in... Oh, but that would be out of logic because the bow was a hell run, so... So Scupula definitely has silvers. Might have to turn them on. I don't remember if you get them in the other order. Again, this is where my knowledge of this is just not even close to the comms that are out there that I always enjoy getting to comm these games with. I think if you get silvers before the bow, you have to turn them on. So... Chat, if you've got info on that, let me know. So yeah, where can Various be? Various could be on Moldorm, I guess, because we haven't seen... There's one item outstanding up there. We can't really do anything in the Dark World because we can't get access to it other than the flip with the mirror to get to Tower of Hera. We do have a shovel check. That would be in logic. Unfortunately, the mushroom... I think was in a hot room, so... Or a hot room along the way. So let's see, what is it? There it is. It had to be here. Something had to be here at some point. So Hammer making an appearance will, I guess someone buried their tools, but that's what we needed, so... That's going to crack this seat open. I guess technically you'd use a hammer to crack a seat open too, so... Alright, well, Scoop's got some options here. We've got Hammer, Moon Pearl, and Mitt, so we've got our access to the Dark World. Are we going to check Thieves Town first, or are we going to make our run to Hype Cave? Opening up the flute here, going to get some transportation around. And Sky taking the reset back to the ship here in SM. So the real difference here is Sky did not grab the bow, which was out of logic. That's hiding down in Croc. Now, I didn't see Sky pick it up, but Sky should have picked up the shovel. That was the Precious Room. And Scoop is going to fake powder here. Nice little trick here. Also out of logic because we don't have the powder. But what do we get for it? Hey, if you wanted a piece of heart, I mean, there you go, right? And Scoop is flying over to turn in that mushroom. I like this. This is kind of looming. Get this out of the way. Again, out of logic, but see what we get. Now there's our next mail upgrade. So for Scoop, that's blue mail, which means Scoop hasn't been to the dam yet because the dam was where the other mail upgrade was. So with as much as we needed early on, that surprises me a little bit. I would have thought Scoop made back that way, so... And I think Sky's already been here. Sky going through the wave gate. I think Sky checked this and either noped out of it or took a death. Because I know we saw that before we saw Scoop do it. Scoop had waves, so not really sure. Okay, so chat saying Sky didn't check it. That's definitely a possibility too. So we're going to take that book and take a look. Maximum health increased. So Ped is dead. Oh, Sky ran out of supers. I know Sky was in the room. Okay, I guess between the two of them assumed he'd picked it up when I was jumping back and forth. So yeah, that shovel led to that hammer. That was the big pickup so far. And it looks like Scoop is going to decide to go to Village of Outcasts first. It's our first real look at the Dark World here. And again, showing us those crystals. We saw them on Sky side. That is a green pendant at Turtle Rock, a regular pendant at Swamp. You hope to not see the flippers. I mean, they're technically required to get to Ice Palace, but our runners have already demonstrated their superiority to that. And Sky showing distaste with the hammer location. Dropping planting some bombs there as well. But that hammer does give Sky access to the Dark World as well. Unfortunately, I feel like it's going to draw Sky further and further away from that bow. We need a Various suit to bring us back into logic here. And we saw the Cape at Chest Game. And Scoop taking a dip. Let's take a look at Thieves Town. Chat, Bo is hanging out down at the grapple beam location, out of logic behind Croc. So, Scoop making a big play. Didn't have a lot of E-tanks, but managed to make it work. There's our second medallion. So we've got the Ether medallion. So we're 66% chance that we'll have what we need when it turns up. So yeah, Bo is very locked. Not sure. I mean, now that we found the hammer where it was, though, we have a lot more locations open to us. Because the hammer was not very locked. And Sky following suit, taking that hammer after activating the flute, heading right back into Village of Outcasts here. Yeah, we had a sword in the big chest of Eastern and a sword at the, is that a missile expansion on your way into Kraid, so. Chat, I'm still wondering where that Various suit's hiding out. Any thoughts? Alright, I'm gonna put my bet in. I have a feeling that it's in Hype Cave. Yeah, I'm getting the senses. I'm getting the. Okay, I see chat taking the chat getting excited about Hype Cave's potential tonight. It hasn't been as hype as the name will refer many a time, so we'll see. I'm getting the senses. I hear mumbles and I hear grumbles that Hype Cave could deliver tonight. In the meantime, though, getting some progress through Thieves Town here. Already armed with the small key. Gonna take a look at what's in the big chest. We've got the hammer. No need to leave anything behind. Hey, if you wanted a compass. Yeah, Hype Cave, it's dense, but it just rarely delivers. Simultaneous stair stepping. Keeping it in sync as all great choreography must be. And Scupula is going to be the first of our two runners. Definitely had the dip advantage in here. Got in a little earlier. Taking on Blind. That's right. It's 9 hits from anything you got that deals damage. Totally scripted fight, and if you stay on script, should have no problems here, although we definitely have enough hearts to handle ourselves, as well as Blue Mail upgrade. Scoop is not really in any danger, but we've seen horrible things happen, so keep our fingers crossed here. Beautiful job on Scoopula's part. At 1 hour and 35 minutes, you're looking at your first A Link to the Past boss taken down, and that is our first of 7 crystals. And with that clear out, we'll say hello, Mario. As we take a look at the C-shaped house, hey, it's more super missiles. Not too bad. We got a decent super count. I'd say it's on the way to being a healthy super count. That's true. Hype Cave is never hype until it is. And Sky, also taking advantage of already having the hammer, can go ahead and check the big chest. We know it's nothing, but definitely the right play. Hate to strand an item like that. And Scoop is going to go ahead and do some... Looks like the front of Skull Woods here. Can't go too far because you get locked out without the fire rod on the back. Fire rod could be in some of these first couple of chests, though, so it makes sense. I've heard a lot of comms and runners refer to the front of Skull Woods as kind of overworld anyway. But Sky is on his blind fight. Remember, like we said, that's 9 hits from anything that deals damage. And getting a little bullied around. Does have a lot of hearts, but is going to have to be careful. And looks like he's got the cape safety out just in case he needs it. I'd throw that cape on. There we go, Sky. And one, looks like we're maybe one more hit away. There we go. There's strike number 9 out. Unfortunately, I missed the big chest item. I was holding my breath there a little bit with that blind fight. And just a few minutes behind, 1 hour and 37. Sky picking up your first crystal out of 7. It's the first link to the boss. A link to the boss. Whew, it's been a day. It's been a life, really. First, a link to the past boss down. For Sky. Thank you, chat. We had a compass in the big chest, and always nice to be able to come through here with Kana Samari. You can skip that statue puzzle, and the front of Skull Woods turning up a big nothing so far. We do get our Fisher-Price shield. Technically our second shield we've seen, first one we've grabbed. We already took a peek at Bumper Ledge. It was just a heart container, so I'm going to see where Scoop heads over next. Possibly a graveyard ledge play. We got the mirror out. We've got the stairs climbed. Looks like what we're dealing with here. Again, kind of on the way to a healthy super count. And we can mirror across. Gonna get a King's Tomb check. We're so far deep in the logic, I can't even imagine. There's our second sword for Scoop, but that's our third sword on stream, so it slices, it dices. We are on the Master Sword for Scupula. But it could be tempered, and it certainly will be tempered by the time Scoop makes his way into Eastern if we don't see something before that. A nice fake flipper on Scoop's side. Be able to cross to the east side of the Dark World, and Sky taking a death. I wasn't watching close enough, so it doesn't look like that was intentional. I do like this play on Scoop's side. I think we're going to get a look at Catfish. This is one of those locations that runners can often strand and leave behind, and then something good ends up being here. So I see chat saying looked intentional. So we see Sky moving out of the Lost Woods. There was nothing in the front of Skull Woods. Catfish, what do you got? Is it a troll? Not the Super Metroid item we're hoping to see. I think we said this about something else. It's a bad location till it has something, then it's great. So unfortunately tonight, Catfish not paying out at all. And Sky just kind of following in the footsteps left by Scupula just a few moments ago. Gonna check Graveyard. Nothing but some more supers appear. It's our first look at Pyramid Ledge, though. Oh, my Hype Cave prediction's feeling better and better. That's a big heart container, but we're gonna take it. 11 hearts, blue mail. It's a nice place to sit. Silvers. We're looking at a nice endgame sequence when we get there. I really want to see Hype Cave. Scoop's deciding to take this into pod. Does have the bow, so this makes a lot more sense than if we saw Sky make this play. Although, again, bow could be in here as far as Sky knows, so... So things that we're still missing, I mean, the Various suit is the big one. And Sky with that third sword pickup. So Sky sitting on Tempered after the King's Tomb check. Things we're still missing. Fire Rod required. Various suit required. Could we do some really insane hell runs and go backwards through things? Yes, but I don't think either of our runners are in the mood for that tonight. So definitely holding out for something good. We don't have Sky's audio on, so we won't know what's at the digging game till he either walks away from it or picks something up good. There we go. It is a missile tank. So hell runs are not in logic. So doesn't mean we have to obey the logic, though, as we've seen throughout tonight's race. We're also still missing the Quake Medallion, although we don't know what's required yet. I did not know that it fell out of the ground differently. Thank you, Mad. Appreciate it. Ooh, there's our grapple beam. which puts our useless shack tool check into logic. Oh, grapple beam puts shack in logic, but we know there's nothing down there but a missile tank. But here we go. I've been holding out for it. This is our hype cave check on Sky's side. What's it gonna be? It's red. It's money. It's supers. Somebody call Marky Mark Wahlberg, because it's the hype stuff tonight. That's right. Various suit hiding down in the hype cave. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 tonight. That's what we've been looking for a while. That's going to push Sky in the right direction. Not only does that suit make us feel good when we're wearing it, but it's going to keep us cool because we can take our way down to those heated rooms. That's a big find. I mean, where was it going to be? We were very quickly running out of places. So Sky, that sets us back into logic. We know how everything plays out now. Scupula is going through Palace of Darkness, helping it live up to its name. No fire source in sight, so we can't see what's going on, but you better believe our veteran runners know what's going on down there. So Scoop is going to make way to the Helmosaur King. And we saw Scoop turn on those silver arrows that picked up earlier in the game, and just one silver to Helmosaur down. Just a nice quality of life. Beautiful fight there on Scoop's side. That's going to be the second crystal for Scoop. A reserve tank. Really nothing's going to live up to that very fine. Sky taking the time to check Catfish. It's not going to be anything. We've been up here. I think it was either a super or a missile. I don't remember, but not what we're hoping for. Oh, it was an E-tank. I knew it was SM. So I'm interested to see where Sky chooses to go. For those of you joining us kind of later, midway through even, the only real difference at this point, Scoop managed to grab a bow by sequence breaking. Went down and did some hot rooms to get to Croc and found Bow at Grapple. That's been the big advantage that Scoop's had. There were some other things down there too. Book was down there, I think. And I know Canis Amari's at Crumble Tower. So Sky's kind of lined us back up because Sky's taking that Various suit right into Norfair. So we're going to see. Got 2 out of logic checks down here at the U-shaped room on Scupula's side. I mean, after the Varia, that's our next big find. We need a fire source. Was it Fire Rod? Chat, was that Fire Rod down there? Did I miss this? Oh, there's Fire Rod right down there in Bubble Mountain. And what my brother and I have aptly dubbed this place, Bubble Mountain. That's right, showing up with the Fire Rod, so keeping the theme of heat going. So Sky taking the Varia suit and slipping a little bit into an advantageous position as he's going to be able to go through Palace of Darkness with a fire source. Oh, well, Scoop, you're not going to find the other fire source in there because they were both hanging out. Wow. I love lamp, and here it is. That is a 2-for-1 on fire sources in Bubble Mountain. And Blue Cane, the big chest. That's going to be our last pull for Palace of Darkness. I apologize. I always thought the Canes were non-alcoholic. Well, Norfair, you've been churning out some good stuff, so what do we got here? Speed Booster gives us just some blueberries. They're great for muffins or pies, but I think we've seen enough bombs for this race. Well, Scoop having the nice advantage of being able to, with that bow, being able to get some good routing advantage in here because we've seen Eastern from Skyside. We know that there is nothing of note other than what will be Scoop's third sword. So, tempered sword for Scoopula when we get that big chest. But Scoop is going to be able to finish this out, take on the Armos Knights, and grab another crystal. That'll be Scoop's third crystal of the match. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm still sitting on that Verifine. That is really going to push the tide here. Hopefully, Sky follows that all the way through and bothers with the bow down at Croc. It'd be hard to believe that he wouldn't, but I've seen crazier things happen. So if I'm not mistaken, and somebody feel free to correct me in chat, I think we're a Titan's mitts away from go mode here. Flippers is obviously optional with the ability to fake Flipper to Ice Palace. So as long as... Yeah, I'm thinking that we're Titan's mitts away from go. And again, the medallion requirements too, so... And Sky is deciding to go lower Norfair first. Certainly can't blame him to just prioritize getting these bosses down. And chat's saying the Scoop skipped the big chest. Let's see with a swipe of the sword. Yep, definitely still on Master. Skip that big chest, not sure why. Maybe just now realizing it? Looks like he's doubling back. Yeah, a slight disadvantage here in routing for Sky. Could access this. Oh no, we don't have Titan Smiths. Never mind. So yeah, this makes sense for what we have right now. I don't know why I bother. And there we go. Scoopula. It slices, it dices. It gets rid of mices. We've got Tempered Sword for Scoopula. Well, I mean, it's pretty brutal to get through, you know, Lower Norfair and do a Ridley fight without Varia. Totally possible. But it takes some skill. These runners are the runners who could do it if anybody could, but I'm not sure you're going to take that chance with an item dense location like Hype Cave hiding out. So I'd imagine we'll see Scoop head over to Hype Cave. before we do a suitless hell run. Big nothing on Gold Chorizo, but looks like Sky is going to hop on over to A Link to the Past and get our first look at the Mire location. This is going to be the medallion key, so this is going to let us know what we're missing here. Is it Quake? No, it is Vanilla Ether. So we are a Titan's Mitts from Go Mode. And just as I was suspicious... Oh, wait a second. Well, I was suspicious we'd see Scoop make the Hype Cave play. That is what we're going to see. Remember, it is a 10 out of 10 Hype Cave tonight. That's where your Variasuit's hiding out. But we see the Flippers. Pendant Swamp. I say it again. I sigh. Ugh. Pendant Swamp. I think for the meantime, you put those flippers out of your head, but I guess Mitts could be in Swamp. Yeah, but as chat's saying, with a wave of the hand, a flick of the wrist, we have magically appeared back in Logic on Scoopula's side. That is everything lined and wrapped up nicely with a bow. Huh, no pun intended there, but there is one with a bow. Yeah, there's some more locations I'd like to check before we end up in a Pendant Swamp. And we did see Cave 45 already on Sky's side. Well, your dungeon is boots locked, but you've had boots for free since the beginning, so not really that big. Boots were at the Magic Mushroom spot. Stumpy's given out more ammunition. I'm sure we saw this on Sky's side, but I definitely missed it. So what else is available? We could do... As far as Sky is considered, we still have Croc available, so you're looking for those mitts. But Croc... So remember, Sky is looking for mitts and bow. Not too many super dense locations. Our Fire Rod does give us our clearing of Skull Woods. So there's your other 5/6 crystal. Although you need the bow to finish that for Sky. So I guess Mitts could be... Yeah, Mitts could be Pyramid Fairy. And Scoopula is heading back over now. This is an SM play, warping into Norfair. Makes perfect sense. Going to take this Variasuit into all of this unexplored territory. Going to be very nicely rewarded. We saw both fire sources at Bubble Mountain. That is true. Scoop didn't full clear pod because we didn't have a fire source. But Mad's saying we got all the items. I trust you, Mad. So in the meantime, Sky is going to be battling the worms here. Yeah, that's a tough question. I don't know that there's anything in SM that's equivalent to a pet seed. Maybe something super important on Shack and a buried grapple, but I mean, there's nothing that really equates to the same thing. But the worms are down on Sky's side, just a reward of 20 bucks. But the more important thing we're picking up is a second crystal. So at just a minute shy of 2 hours, we've got 2 crystals on Sky's side and 3 crystals on Scoop's side. If I'm not mistaken, I think we should have Helmosaur King marked off too. Oh, no worries, man. Trust me, you're keeping us way more legit than I am. I'm sure I've confused more people with my nonsense than I've helped, but the only reason I was pretty sure is I remember that silver arrow kill. Sky. Lighten up the sky with that ether tablet or ether medallion. Gonna be heading into Misery Mire. Doesn't have a cane, so cannot finish this dungeon. Isn't gonna find a cane in here, so cannot finish this dungeon. Could find Mitts though. So cane is down Crumble Mountain. And the bow is at Grapple behind Croc, and the book is also behind Croc. We haven't seen any tablet checks. Mitts could be on the tablets. At some point, Sky's going to have to make the Croc play. He's going to run out of options. And we did see Gold Chorizo on Scupula's, or on Sky's side already. Scupula taking on GT right now. It's not going to pay anything out. Right now, it's just our Mire access. I mean, if Mitts are in Mire, then it's a definitely required fight, but... I'm a little curious to see if we make our way to those tablets at some point. I wasn't thinking tablets for a while. We got an Out of Logic book relatively early on. And Scupula not happy to see those flippers, I'm sure. It puts Pendant Swamp into the realm of possibilities. Now again, for those of you not super familiar, maybe it's your first race watching or just kind of getting into it, yes, the flippers are technically required to get to Ice Palace, but we're not going to need them per se because our runners can do a glitch to fake flipper and get across there. So really seeing the flippers is not a fun turnout. And with our pendant locations the way that they've been, we know that we're not going to be looking for Quake. Doesn't matter, we don't need to get into Turtle Rock because you'll need your second strength upgrade to get there anyway, and that's all we're looking for. So collectively between both runners, we know where everything but that second lift upgrade is. Now Scoop, also in Misery Mire, taking advantage of that ether tablet access, is going to be able to clear this dungeon. Not in Logic though, because don't have a fire. So actually, I'm not sure the Scoop can clear this without a fire source. Chat, feel free to yell at me and let me know what I need to figure out here. Can we get to... I don't think you can get through this without a fire source, can you? I know it depends on key layout, but we've already seen the big key, so maybe you can. I don't think there's anything you have to activate downstairs with any torches, so maybe I'm wrong. Might be able to clear this. Yeah, it just locks one check. And we do, yeah, we grabbed that big key already, so. All right. I was right and then wrong and then corrected to be right again, so. Either way, Sky's going to have to head out of here. Going to take a look at what's in the big chest real quick. But not going to find the cane, so where does Sky go next? There's your last item. It's a missile tank. Certainly not worth the price of admission. Sky's got to come up with some plans. We'll see where he chooses to go. Meanwhile, Scoop is going to go ahead and most likely finish this off. Can't get to TR, chat. Not right now. We're going to need that second lift upgrade to get there. And once we have that, there's no point. So Sky's back in Lower Norfair. Probably going to pick up some of those items on the way out of Lower Norfair. I still have to take down Ridley. Mitz very well could be down here in Lower Norfair. But I feel like Mitz pulls you for... Really, Sky needs to come up with a way to get down to Croc. To take advantage of the lead that he... the lead that Various suit find earlier on provided him, because it led him over to Norfair. And that gave him both fire sources. So, really the advantages, the disadvantages are pretty much even, because... Our runners are looking for very important things on both sides that the other one has already found. And Scoop's showing off some skill in these dark rooms here. This is in logic. In the grand scheme of things, we know that. It's gold, but it's not what we're hoping for. That's a power bomb pickup for Sky. And Scoop getting bullied around a little bit in those dark rooms. Coming out with 2.5 hearts. Pretty sure Scoop's got some goo. Yep, there's the blue goo. And at this point, E-tanks are frivolous. And that Kana Samaria find is only going to net Scoopula a 4th crystal. There were no mitts down there, so... Oh. Do you know why there weren't mitts down there in Misery Mire? Because the mitts are in Lower Norfair. That's right, Sky is picking up the Titan's mitts in the Three Musketeers room. Huge find. Norfair and Lower Norfair absolutely stacked tonight. Actually, SM stacked tonight. We found most of our good stuff in SM. Huge, huge find. Not only do they look wonderful on our hands, this glorious golden color, they're going to let us finish this game. So Sky is a bow pull away. I'm sorry, Bow and Kane, both kind of in the same area though, so... If Sky makes way to Croc, that's going to be a nice advantage for Sky's side. We'll see, though. There's a lot of options that those Titans mitts open. And Pendant Swamp is still on the table in Sky's mind, from Sky's perspective, so... Ugh. Well, I'm always approve of taking the time to think through some plays, and right now Sky's doing just that. You got to go down. You got to take on the dragon himself, Ridley. So take a little bit of time for required game movement while you think through your next play. Yeah, I don't know, chat. How do you feel? Do you think you'd take those mitts back in, or would you finish out SM with what you got? And we obviously have the advantage of knowing. I think those mitts might be a little tempting. Scoop, though, gonna have to ditch out of Desert Palace. Doesn't have the fire source to get access to that back area. This is going to be Scoop's Agina's play. It is some love hiding back here, but it's not the warm embrace of some Titan's mitts, unfortunately for Scoop. Or the warm embrace of a fire source, I guess, huh? See, I make such good puns I don't even realize it. Really nice Ridley fight on Sky's side. Unloading some super missile payload here. Stuck in a bit of a pogo loop. But there we go. Sky is able to take down the Space Pirate Commander himself. Ridley is no more. That's 4 for 4 bosses on Sky's side for Super Metroid. Yeah, and with the Ice Beam, we have a very enjoyable, easygoing Torian ahead of us. We are at some pretty great ammo loadouts too, so really, let's see. I mean, the teetering factor here, does Sky check Croc? Or does Sky move on with those Titan's mitts? And the flippers, that's also very tempting. Couple of items in Pendant Swamp. We've got Scoop making the return to Lower Norfair after doing the Mire Desert area. Scoop's gonna grab Titan's mitts down here, but has to go back. I would imagine Scoop will go back through Bubble Mountain on the way out of here, so Scoop should be on the way to cleaning this up. It depends on how long it takes Sky to prioritize Croc, because Scoop will stumble upon what's left. And we've got our 4th or 5th high five of the match, chat pointing out. But I mean, that's kind of where the clock is ticking here. Certainly the crystal count lead on Scoop's side. Got 2 more crystal dungeons finished. The question is, ooh, missing that, didn't see the door open yet, missing that shot the first time. Sky does manage to make it out of there in time, though. Cutting it close. A tank and a half or so. Well, as I was saying just before that heart-wrenching moment there, yeah, really it comes down to what we see Sky do next, because Scoop will come across those fire items. They're just kind of on the way out. Unless... And Scoop's not going to go back through Desert, because he's already done that, and it yielded nothing. Well, if your team Scoop, send the vibes of follow the Titan's mitts or the Pendant Dungeon trail to Sky. If your team Sky, got a bet on Croc. So far, we've got an an SM switch. So Sky has made way to a Link to the Past. We'll see what he chooses to do from here. I'm getting a sneaking suspicion that this is a Smith chain check. Oh no, you know what? Sky's gonna take that fire rod up to Skullwoods. This is a good play with what you have available and what you know. Again, another one of those buy some time ones, but Sky is gonna waste a little bit of time checking those extra spots in Skullwoods that we know don't need to be checked. And in the meantime, that's gonna give Scoop time to make progress back towards Bubble Mountain. That's gonna be the big find. There's a fire rod at the bottom of Bubble Mountain. And you blink and you miss it with these runners, I'll tell you. That is Ridley down. 4 for 4 on Scoop's side. And I think that... Oh, that's right. So Sky's also going to have to go the right way through Croc, through Crumble Mountain, to grab Canis Samaria. So... I would be very surprised. I mean, I would pick my shoe up right now and eat it if Scoop didn't grab Titan's Mitts at Three Musketeers on the way out of here. I mean, I'll get some salt ready just in case I need to chew on these Nikes, but Scoop should be grabbing Titan's Mitts on the way out of here. And I mean, that leads you right in, it drops you in Bubble Mountain, so what's he not, you know? It's... Scoop's about to be feeling real good in a second. Oh, chat, that's interesting. I'm pretty sure I've heard it called Three Musketeers because of those 3 red keys things, whatever they're called. Key hunters, that's what they're called. Well, in the meantime, Sky is going to be picking up crystal number 3, heading down. And Scoop is right about... There we go. I can take the Nikes off the plate because we're not eating them tonight. Scoop grabbing those Titan's Mitts. Huge pickup. And he's about to be even more excited what he finds on the other side of this should he follow the Bubble Mountain Trail. Sky with a pretty rough Mothula fight right here. This is one of the worst fights in the game, but Sky doing a good job taking him down. And that's crystal number 3, 2 hours, 17 minutes. We've got crystal number 3 on Sky's side. But the real difference maker here is those Titan's Mitts we saw Scoop grab just a second ago. It's putting him hot on the trail to catch up in the item count. Sky went through wave. I might have I didn't know that Bloomerang was there, but I know Sky went through here. So I would be very surprised if Sky didn't grab that, or didn't at least see it. And we find Scoop in Bubble Mountain. That's right. If you know where to look here, there's some hot items. Feel free to boo the puns, they're horrible. I think that's a type of boo from chat. I'll take it. I appreciate it. All right, well, our first of 2-for-1 fire sources. Scoopula finds the lamp. It's not the one that he needs. It does give him a little bit of access, but we know right on the other side of this, if you head downstairs, you're going to find the new and improved version of the lamp. That's the fire rod hiding down there at the bottom of Bubble Mountain. Sky is going on the smith chain, though. Taking those Titan's mitts. And Scoop's seen it. Scoop's making a mad dash for go mode. That's right, it's lit, as they say, or as my old college professor used to say, it's torch. But either way, whatever you call it, that's go mode for Scoop. 2 hours, 20 minutes. Scoop is making a mad dash to wrap this game up. We've already got all the SM bosses killed. We're just going to need to go to Desert Palace, which is all but the back cleared out. And then it's Skullwoods and Ice Palace left on the table for Scoop. Yes. Yes, chat, a mad dash as he stood there. Just stood there, he did. But nonetheless, Scoop has made a game plan and on the way out of SM. Sky is going purple chest to complete the rest of the smith chain. Sky is just going to keep, unfortunately, moving further and further out of the line here. Again, if you're joining late, joining even midway through, we found these pretty early with the sequence break on Scoop's side. Scoop decided to brave the treacherous terrain. Ooh, a bottle. That's our third bottle in purple chest. Scoop decided about a quarter of the way through the game to, on very low health, I think it was 3 E-tanks, brave the treacherous terrain and was rewarded with a croc play that yielded not only the bow, but also the Cane of Samaria and Crumble Mountain. So, and the old man under the bridge lets you take another little piece of his heart, but that's not what we're looking for. And you see it now. Scoop is in Ice Palace, just going to be making progression here. Try to get through this, take down Cold Stare, move on. Scoop isn't looking for nothing. And we see Sky making way over, no doubtably, to a Dark Death Mountain clear with those Titan's mitts recently found. Which reminds me, we didn't have to touch Dark Death Mountain at all. That's definitely a rarity in these runs. And I see our awesome tracker sharing some knowledge here. Yes, these games can be beaten in either order. It doesn't matter. All it's required is you complete them both. But big thanks to our tracker, Mad Ewok Herd. They're doing a fantastic job keeping us accountable with these items and just making sure everything's running smoothly in the background. So big thanks. If you get a chance, please give Mad a follow. They are always providing great content as well on their channels. So yeah, just give some love to them and everybody who's working Speed Gaming crew. A lot of people put in tons of hard work to make these races possible. So big thanks to Mad as well as our runners here. And Gold Sword in Hookshot Cave. Definitely won't be seeing that on Scoop's side. But what we are seeing on Scoop's side is a wonderful Cold Steer fight. Got Cold Steer cornered. Oh, but he's slipping out there the sides. But either way, I mean, can't execute it too much more beautifully than that. Very fast kill. That is 5 crystals. Ice palaces all done. It's okay, chat. I recently learned that their screen name was that too today. I've been calling them Maid Walk Herd for a very long time. I've been calming for a year and a half, and that's how I've always referred to them. So, deeply apologize. But as I said, everyone gets my screen name wrong all the time, so... And I gotta say, until that Mitz find, I mean, we were looking at a neck-and-neck race. I mean, this could have gone either way, but every moment that we see Sky hanging out in ALTTPR, it is another frame. Scoop takes a lead on him as it looks kind of suspiciously like Sky might be doing a very unnecessary dip in the Pendant Swamp. You hate to see it. But that's where we're headed. Again, density. It's tough. It's tough to make these calls a lot of the time because you get a couple items at Croc. You get the item on the, a couple items on the way down to Croc, but you got these flippers late. It does make sense. Again, I've said this on probably every race I've ever calmed in my life, but I think there's a huge difference between a bad play and the wrong play. And this is just an instance of that right now. Sky is not making a bad play. It just, because of what we know, it happens to be the wrong play. But, staring down the barrel of a couple items here, a couple items at Croc, just as likely a chance. If there was something in Swamp, it's a whole different race, and you're looking at a whole different game. So, unfortunately, it's just the way Rando fell tonight. Unless you're a Scoop fan, and I'm very happy the way it turned out tonight. So, as with races and competitions, it's always the way it is. Yeah, it was exciting. And we had that fun kind of neck-and-neck Varia pull, too, to see. So it's been a really great race. Really enjoyed it. I hope that everyone had a nice time tonight. And good to see that there's a backup goo there. Although Scoop doesn't even bother to use it with some swag there. No magic, 2 hearts. Was 1 hit away from death, but Scoop rides the line like the true daredevil that he is. Picking up crystal number 6 from Skull Woods. I mean, he took the goo out, but just to show us that he didn't need it. I think that's what was going on there. And Scoop gonna take advantage of the faster way around this. Not gonna bother with the book cutscene. Take the mitts, run to the back, mirror over. Scoop is gonna grab crystal number 7 here real quick with a fight. Of the worms. Now he's got that fire source, can get to the back, and then it's gonna be off to GT. Yeah, and I mean, every footstep, it feels bad because Sky ran a great race. And Sky had a lot of moments where it looked like, he could potentially run away with it with an item find, and just, never made way down to Croc. And like they say, you got to bet on Croc. I've run a couple of these races casually. It usually is whatever I think I didn't need to stop by, had everything I needed. So it happens. Fire Rod on Lammo. We've got 2 worms down. Let's see if we can get the 2 cycle. And there it is. Scoopula. That is going to be crystal number 7 on Scoop's side. 2 hours and 30 minutes in. And with 7 crystals, that is a GT climb ahead of us. So just for fun tonight, there's no actual betting going on. But if you want to toss a guess up in chat, we've got 22 possibilities for where that big key could be hiding out. If anybody thinks they might know where it is, go ahead and throw a number in there, 1 to 22. I'll stick with my tried and true number 4. I'll even throw it up right here. I see some people looking for an early GT. Get this get this over, head to bed maybe, and some later dips. All right. And Sky, having found the item counts, is going to dip out of Swamp. Good call. Nothing left in there. And even if there would be, it's definitely not what we need. We know that. So the question is, what does Sky choose to do next? Does look like Sky's heading over to the Norfair Warp. Can't do anything else on Death Mountain here. I mean, I guess could finish Hera, but no. Sky is going to head in. Good call. Hopefully he's in a good spot to end up right at Croc. Let's see where Sky chooses to go, and this looks like the right direction. Oh, he's going to Ice Beam first. Yes, and his chat pointing out, thank you. That is the cutoff for guesses, so hope you got your guess in chat. Let's take a look where this big key's hiding out. We've got right side first on Scoop's side. Well, Matt, it's not number 1. All right, after a quick peek at Ice Beam, Sky is heading down to Croc. This is the right play. This is going to put us all back together and get Sky in the running to clear out these games. So we've got a cane sitting right there on the wall. That's 50% of what you need, Sky. Just go ahead and finish this route through, and you'll be pretty happy with how it turns out. And a nice little kick of the cane block there for Scoop to move on. This is going to be check number 3. Oh, I don't get my 4. And 6 is a super pack. Steal a key and head left side on Scoop. So this will be check number 7 on the pedestal. Meanwhile, we've got Croc doing the dance of death here. Really, it was just a beautiful tango until the walls came down. Sky gonna pick up the book. That's gonna put tablets in the mind of Sky, but we'll quickly dispel of our need for literacy here as the bow is hiding down at grapple. That's 8. And after 11 checks, we still do not have a big key. So we continue. Bringing in at number 12. What do we see here? It's a key, but it's not big enough to qualify. So we're going to keep moving along. And Sky ever inching closer to that go mode. It's going to feel bad because Sky did a lot of extra stuff. And I think Sky's going to know that. It's sometimes you can rationalize, you know, but Sky was already in SM and made the choice to bail out with this whole area available. So Mushroom's also not going to feel great, but I believe this is check 13. And 13, correct me if I'm wrong, 13 is going to be our big winner. So we've got 2 guesses of 13, and since there's no prizes to be won, I'll shout it out to both of you. We've got congrats Fumo TV and Yarn Dragon Tracy calling chess number 13 tonight. And there it is, Sky at 2 hours 36 minutes or so, just shy of that, picking up the bow for go mode in a mad dash to finish the rest of this. Not going to be not feeling great after doing some of that extra stuff like Swamp and chasing some of those myths. Didn't do too many, but definitely more than we needed to do. But again, I say it every time I come, and I think it's just that important. There really is a huge difference between the wrong play and a bad play, and Sky certainly didn't make any bad plays. Just didn't pay out tonight. But nonetheless, Sky is going to be hightailing it to finish Zelda, and then head back over here to take on Mother Brain in a minute. And Sky sitting at 3 crystals, going to have 4 more dungeons to go ahead and excavate those goodies from. Silver arrows always make the gauntlet just a little nicer. I mean, really, silver arrows make everything a little nicer. Yep, and Sky is going right over to do the Pod Eastern flip. We've got Lambo 2. Sniping the first one with a nice play, Silver. There goes the second one on a cycle 2. But Lambo 3 escapes, and that's going to be a... Oh, it's... oh, we missed the swing there. So it's going to be a 4 cycle, hopefully. There we go. Lambo 2 is down. No more. Oh, and Sky getting ganged up on there. That's going to send Kiki right back. Remember, Sky has not been into Pod yet. Didn't dip here without a bow. And Scoop just making progress almost to the end of the gauntlet. Going to be Queuing up an Agate 2 fight here. Oh, and there's the butterfly net. Or bug catcher net. Or something net. As if we didn't have enough missiles, right? A quick little tussle with Moldorm 2 here. Don't get bumped around too much. One more spin's gonna do it. That's it. Moldorm 2 is down. All right. Everyone's favorite geometry wizard making an appearance. I think that was just a single there. I believe that was a double. There's our first blue that we're seeing. Ooh. Little hookshot frustration there as we're... And we should be one shot away. Oh, I missed. I thought we had a double somewhere that we didn't. Okay, so... Either way, I can't count. But it doesn't matter because Aga's down for the count. And that's going to bring us into our final Ganon fight for Scoop. Does have silvers. Does have a very healthy heart count. Pretty sure still has a blue potion too. Should we need to refill it all. Gonna get the fairy bonk out of the tree here. Pretty sure Scoop still had a blue potion. Just catching that fairy before it times out. Nice pickup there. And Sky, armed with the bow, be able to go ahead to the back here of Palace of Darkness, take on Helmosaur King. Ganon with the burrito puns. Clearly telling better jokes than I have this whole run. And Scoop with some nice corner strats here. Getting some spins off. And yeah, it does have the blue goo. Is going to take that refill here. Still has to be careful. Got to dodge these fire bats. Does make the next phase though. And we are on to the final phase. Grabs the torch glitch. Very nicely done. Armed with those silver arrows is going to be able to make progress here to wrap this fight up. In the meantime, we've got a Helmosaur duel going on Sky's side. One more silver is going to put this one to bed for Scoopula. So get those single G's in chat. 2 hours, 43 minutes in. Scoopula has taken down the big pig, has restored peace to Hyrule, and has one last boss to take down. That's right. We're heading over to Mother Brain to wrap this one up. G to Scoopula. And making progress to catch up. That's another crystal as Helmosaur King's down. We're up to 4 crystals on Sky's side. Gonna be able to flip right over here and take on Eastern Palace. The Armos Knights kind of lingering. We've already cleared through this dungeon, but weren't able to finish it as we were sans bow last time we were in here on Sky's side. But after grabbing that bow as the go mode item, or the bow mode item. That's funny. Well, after grabbing that bow for bow mode, Sky is able to move forward and is doing a really good job to clean up what's left of the game on Sky's side. But be a little far behind as Scupula is making the climb down to Torian here. Just one ominous elevator ride ahead of us. Nothing to be concerned about. Only good things await you at the bottom of ominous elevator rides with bubbling music behind you. And we've had Ice Beam for a long time, and a couple hours ago I mentioned the convenience of it. Here you're seeing it on full display. Those Metroids, well, you know, just like me, they don't like the cold at all. Plasma was actually in Eastern. I believe Plasma was the big key chest in Eastern. Yep, we got chat confirming that. But yeah, you're seeing Ice Beam's real use here. Just makes these Metroid rooms so much nicer. Well, we've got a nice beam loadout, so we'll see if Scupula decides to go for the baby skip. Is taking off suits though, so possibly going to damage down here. But just shy of 2 hours 46 minutes, Sky is grabbing crystal number 5. That's right, just 2 crystals left, and Sky can make the climb to Ganon's Tower. We're seeing the dash over, but Scupula getting scooped right up. Scupula to right up. I probably could have delivered that better. Nonetheless, Scupula has 1 energy left and is moving on. Done with the baby scene and is going to be able to refill down here. Work away to Mother Brain. Nice little boot stash on Sky's side to skip over that first mire pit. Gonna take out the boss door and head down here for Scupula. I believe Sky can head just straight to the back. I think we already found the big key. And with the missile ammo loadout that we're at, plus the full charge beam combo we're sitting on, Scoop is just gonna go ahead and damage these as normal. No need to skip the Zevatites today. Well, the charge plasma combo, I mean, you're dealing the damage you were hoping to be doing, so. It does have a lot of missiles, not a lot of supers left, only sitting on 4 for the final fight. And there we go. Scoop's getting down to the last phase here. Gonna damage down. Make this go a little quicker. And the ever disruptive rainbow beam. But never fear, the baby Metroid on the way to save the day. Yeah, I will say, watch a lot of these races, calm quite a few of them as well. Anytime you can lock in a sub 3, that feels good. So, Scoop should be very happy with how this times out. Gonna come in nicely under sub 3. Ooh, Sky briefly equipping the mirror there for a second on a misclick would have been very, very painful to watch that had he mirrored out of the Vitreous fight, but with a hasty correcting of that, grabbing the bow, silver arrows, 28 shots left, just one more eye, and then the big eye himself. 2 shots of a silver. Make Vitreous no more. And that's crystal number 6, I believe. Yes, crystal number 6 on the Vitreous kill for Sky. So 2 hours, 50 minutes. Sky only has 1 crystal left. Gonna head over to Ice Palace and then start that Ganon Tower climb. Scoopula, in the meantime, is getting ready to wrap up this Mother Brain fight. Supercharged, as always, when we leave here. And that's right, that 5-4 time signature can only mean one thing. This place is gonna blow. Scoop's gonna hustle out of here. And wrap this one up with a really nice time. Like I said, anytime you're sub 3 in this, it's a full completion of almost a full completion of 2 video games here. So Scoop with some great routing. Took a little bit of detours. Both our runners kind of got sidetracked looking for some items, but overall, Scoop able to wrap this up nicely. And yeah, should be super proud of this run. And we'll when Scoop finishes, we'll see where it was the overall time too tonight. So remember, this is run by, I believe, 15 or so runners. I'll have to check race time, but Scoop's going to be the first of our on-stream runners to finish, and we'll see where he ended up for the night as well. And Scoop is gonna save it. Yes, Scoop saves the animals, showing some respect, giving some love to the fans at home. The animals thank you. 329th in line thanks you. And coming in healthily under that 3-hour mark. Scoop is gonna be your first place finisher on the restream here, so get some GGs in chat for Scoop. And as I pull up GG, let's see where Scoop finishes overall for the night. Sorry about that. I had the internet short down there for a second. So, tonight, Scoopula, with an official race time of 2 hours, 52 minutes, 37 seconds, is our 9th place finisher for the night. First on the restream, though. So, some GGs in order for Scoop for a great run. Very nicely done. I'm not sure what the plans are. We'll see. Maybe we can get Scoop in here for an interview. So, with that ninth place finish, you might be curious what we've seen to the night. So, first place finish was a 2 hours, 27 minutes finish here at Tony T. Young. And Maniacal taking on second with 2 hours, 31 minutes, 39 seconds. Third was Blandation at 2 hours, 37:14. Fourth was Rosenvelt 01, 2 hours, 38 minutes, 2 seconds. Following fifth, Neaterific at 2:39:30. Lack Attack, sixth place with a 2:46:44. Girl Named Captain, seventh, 2:48:50. And the Sabin, 2:50:26 in eighth. And eighth is one number above 7, which is how many crystal Sky's grabbed. So that means Sky is ready to head on over, make that GT climb. I think the big key was in the Fire Snake room, where you have to pick up, you have to move that block. I'm sure it has a real name. Yeah, but it does look like we are joined by Scoopula in chat here, so let me be the first to say, GG's, very nicely done, Scoop. How'd you feel about that run?
Not bad. Croc was just sticking out like a sore thumb, and turns out Croc didn't really appreciate my being early either.
Yeah, we were out of logic there for a while on that bow find, but that was the big thing that separated the two on stream. Sky last location that bow, or not last, but that was a real late check. I apologize.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I figure everybody in front of me either skipped Very altogether, or did the same thing with Croc. So, except for the whole flying off the hill and then getting shot.
Well, it's if you bet on Croc, usually he's got nothing. If you put him off, he's stocked to the gills. So definitely paid out for you this run around. How'd you feel about that Varisuit pull?
You know, I don't know, because if I go to, it's like Croc. It's like the Croc of Zelda. I think if you go there with intent, there's nothing there. But I think I was keeping busy. I realized just making a lot of extra checks on the routes I was on, which, you know, were basically crystal oriented.
Yeah, that's always nice when you can buy yourself time to think, because you're gonna have to be there anyway. Kind of the worst thing that I think we saw, and chat made their jokes about, you know, hype cave when it's not hype. When you go there first, it's not hype, and when you put it off, it has everything you need, just like Croc, like you said. But those flippers made me nervous. We're still looking for a few things at the time. I think Mitz, you were still looking for fire sources. Does flippers tempt you?
No, not at all, because I do this a lot, actually. If I can leave Upper Norfair alone, I do that, because then once you get booted out of Lower Norfair, you can just get all that, and there it was. Now, the only thing is, when I got up there, I'm like, you know what, maybe I should check the visual check there, the missile spot, before going in to the 3-strong, whatever the heck that's called in there, the reserve area. So I go in the reserve area, I'm like, oh, there's a lamp, so I bet you the fire rod's in the desert behind that. No, and then the fire rod's right down there, so I just should have, you know, that would have been, I don't know, a minute less, but that was something I had the thought of, like, I should check this first, and I didn't, and there it is.
Yeah, we saw Sky grab everything else, you know, had all the fire sources, everything while you were looking around, so we kind of knew it wasn't going to turn up. But sure enough, it was that Croc. I mean, Sky wrapped up Norfair and headed back with the Titan's mitts, and just kind of kept, you know, we saw Smith Chain, we did see Pendant Swamp, and, you know, at that point, you had kind of set yourself up for success. Like you're saying, you knew you were going to go there. We knew you'd, as I like to say, stumble upon it anyway. So, you know, it definitely worked out for you.
Yeah, The morph bombs behind the flippers is the only, I think it was the best thing flippers had that we know about. And being out of logic, I didn't want to run it too far, but I did get that power bomb above the ship, which I think that was like a wave beam or something, so that was nice quality of life, I guess. But
Yeah, an early ice beam. That was the theme. I think we saw a bunch of stuff early on that you knew you wouldn't have to worry about. Ice beams, silvers, stuff like that.
yeah, the hook shot. I guess you can throw the cane in there if you do croc. I've had a cane in that exact spot more than twice before. It's kind of interesting. But
Yeah, Meridia was pretty stacked.
yeah, it was telling us to go there. So usually it isn't, and I full clear the thing. That's almost every other week, but we figured it was going to have something this time. Bombos didn't feel good, but with no medallions, what are you going to do, I guess?
Yeah, chat was concerned because you checked Bombos and either noped out or I don't know if there was a death, whatever it was, but they were afraid you weren't going to go back for it. And at that point, we knew nothing of entrances, so...
Yeah, the intent was to get it on the way out. It's just turned out we didn't need it. And it would have been a gamble I could have made on account of... Actually, no, I don't know. I don't know if I was in the Dark World by that point or not. Because later we found out we only need one medallion, I guess. You know, unless TR had something, but...
Yeah, it's always tough to remember because we see both sides, but I think there was definitely a point we knew TR was useless because we didn't have the mitts, and it was a pendant, so it couldn't lock anything that we were looking for at that point. So
yeah, I think the mitts, I don't know if people do it for Norfair first in general or what, but mitts will probably go mode for a lot of people.
how'd you feel about your play execution? Any thoughts? Any comments for chat?
No secret, Super Metroid, I say could use work, but I mean, I put work into it. I think I just have limits, but wasn't too bad, I guess.
It looked good from where I was sitting.
I mean, screw attack makes everything free, more or less. Movement aside, I mean, enemies aren't a problem, but... So, I'm always liking to see that.
Yeah, well, take it from someone who is absolutely atrocious at both these games. I'm always impressed with what I see, but I thought it was run really nice, and like you said, other than a couple of extra checks here and there in crystal places, I think the routing worked out really nice for you. You should be happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. And with the majority of it, especially the early part, you know, the croc dip is... I don't like hell runs, but it seemed easy enough. I guess I'm just glad Ice Beam didn't have anything.
Did you consider at any point, I mean, going through Lower Norfair without Varia, or?
That's beyond me, honestly. I've seen it done, but I'll get bogged down in deaths and stuff. Maybe some pickup race one of these days. If it comes up, I'll try it and then just forfeit out when I die 6 times. But
Nah, well, it certainly was fun to watch. Appreciate it.
yeah, thanks. It's like this guy's headed through GT here. I don't know if I want to. I'll probably hang out. I got nowhere to be.
I mean, I always appreciate sleep, but yes.
Well, I mean, it's not too bad, so.
No, I am definitely impressed by the runs. It's always fun to enjoy. I see chat says that you don't sleep, but I also saw chat say that this was a PB for you. Is that the case?
No, that's Sneaks. He rolled us up a nice one a couple of weeks ago. Pulled a 236, but this is number 2, and any sub 3 I'm going to be happy with. So.
Well, see, it's not a PB, so I feel bad I brought it up now. I'm just kidding.
I see there it says about the silvers. I guess it was nice to get something even like that on that trip down here, which had nothing else. So tempered's not bad by itself, but it helped with video, it helped with helmet, you know, all the usual good spots. So it was nice.
Well, I got Sky on Aga 2. Oh, nice triple there.
That's a terrible play.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick Aga 2 fight. Yeah, those silvers were in a nasty place because it's pretty easy to leave that cell if you start getting good stuff early on. So definitely not as free as they appeared to be. Well, Sky dropping down into this final Ganon fight here. Taking a death. I don't think, yeah, nothing, no fairies in there, so getting a little bit of a heart refill and jumping in now. Yeah, I, for one, am just so bad at this game, it's not even funny.
I mean, people that generally run, even if it's just Z3, improved way faster than I did. I played way too much. So, everybody has a different learning curve. But I like to think that if you have the will, you can do just about anything you see here. So I encourage anybody that's watching these things, give it a shot sometime.
See, that's what it's all about. Encouragement that transcends not only the game, but life itself. Put your mind to it. Words of Wisdom by Scupula. No, I have fun. I play. It's good. Oh, a nice double on the silvers there. Sky showing off some very nice execution here to try to make up some ground. And that's shot number 4. 3 hours, 7 minutes. You've got Ganon down. So let's see some single G's in chat for Sky. Wrapping up ALTTPR. Going to head over to go ahead and close it out with a nice Mother Brain fight. Check race time, see if we've had any other finishers here. And some shout outs for a 10th place finish. Get some love for Tracy M at 2 hours 57:53. And our 11th place is going to be Leslie Pro 04, 3 hours 8 minutes 17. Well, Scoop, while we're hanging around, what kind of content can people look forward to enjoying on your channel regularly?
It's mostly LGTPR. Do a lot of ladder, try to get in the dailies, but when SMZ3 goes on, it takes priority. There's like an ambrosia going on, I think, on channel 2 here today, but I prefer to play this if I can. I don't know why, because it hurts, but
there's something to be said about this game. I don't know. It has a nice charm to it because ALTTPR is its own fun rando, and SM rando is fun, but together there's something to it. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, they could box it up and sell it as a cartridge, and you'd have to write on it, now with 50% more rando per rando because it is.
Yeah, it's
But
fun.
this is what I started playing, and Sneaks tell you the same thing. He's the one who got me into this. So I started with this and then moved on to Z3, and I'm like, I don't know, this is. No matter how I'll come in last for at least a month in a row before I get tired of this, but I'll still give it a shot.
Yeah, the thing that gets me with SMZ3 is you tend to end up with like one really like heavily completable game and then another one where you're just buried. It's usually SM you can finish pretty early on, but this was a nicely balanced seed.
You always do appreciate when you see stuff like that because yeah, you're right. Zelda makes you get items. This one basically is just called stay in bounds, and then you can do whatever with whatever.
Yeah, Zelda locks so much behind so much. But I mean, both games take a lot of skill, but there's something to it. I don't know. It's what got me into it too. So maybe that's the nostalgia of it. I just enjoy it. But I see Sky kind of going for the same method there, taking the suits to damage down a little quicker. Getting caught up by the baby. Gonna be moving on here. So was there anything as you were going through that you were kind of early on, maybe midway through, worried about in the seed? I'm trying to think if we really didn't really breadcrumb us away from anything too much, but
I guess I expected more in pod than there was.
worth noting, full pod with no fire source.
Yeah. Yeah, playing enough Zelda, it's just automatic.
Sky having a little bit of trouble here. Oh, there we go, getting the clip.
See, and I still can't get that to work, so props, because I've tried. Like, there's a lot of things I refuse to try, but that's not one of them I've tried.
I'm trying to remember. My brother got the, I can't remember if it was the speed Zeb skip or the ice one. I honestly can't remember, but it was epic when it happened. Only happened a couple of times, but epic when it happened. I did like your little ice clip to get to Shaq. That was not worth the price of admission for you.
No, but you know how many seeds I played where it was something and then grapple shows up later, which it did this time, which I instinctively picked up, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to use this thing.
Yeah, it was. If you wanted missiles, this was your seed.
That's for sure. I remember actually the first one at Race Game, the way I did stuff, I had to go back and get, because, well, I might not get any, and then missile, yeah. And by the time he left Kakariko, the one on the library was totally obsolete.
Yeah, that was funny. I was thinking you picked that up, and I think you had come through, or you saw it. I can't remember what order it happened in or did what, but somebody had boots first, and I was like, oh, grabbing that first early missile, and then 15 more packs showed up in the next 5 minutes. It's like, oh, never mind. And Sky, just a couple of seconds away from getting that supercharge from the baby Metroid. And gonna be able to make his way to this final sequence. Once again, if you've enjoyed it, you've been seeing tonight, I know bot is down, but if you have some way to toss up some links to these runners that we've seen, please do give Scoopula a follow, Sky a follow. They're providing content all year long on their channels. It's a great way to show some love and support for the awesome race that they put on for us tonight. Very much appreciate all their hard work. So do give them some shout and some hype. At the same time, I would love to give a shout out to Mad Ewok Herd. They've been doing a great job tracking, keeping all the behind the scenes stuff together. Do give some love to Mad. Check out the channel, check out their channel and see everything that they've got going on. So many awesome people work tirelessly around the clock, behind the scenes, on comms, running streams to make sure that there's great content provided for speed gaming. So please do give some love. I know they'd appreciate it.
Yeah, Mad's been doing a lot of work for us actually lately, a lot, and it's probably been said before, but without a tracker, we're not doing this. So big props.
That's for sure. Always amazed at all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes to keep this up and running. Well, 3 hours, 16 minutes. As I say so often, that 5-4 time signature means it's time to get out of here. This place is gonna blow. Sky's gonna make a mad dash for the ship, and we'll be able to celebrate another awesome run put to bed here. We'll see what he thinks. Sky's gonna save the animals. I see, Scoop, you made the choice to be kind.
Yeah, like I don't know. I figured I did okay. Like I said, I'm happy with the run, but these are top tier people. I just got beat by a whole lot of them, so I figured, you know what, why not? Plus, I'm sure it would generate a few comments.
Well, chat's always 50-50. Half of them want to see the animals, half of them don't.
I think he might probably. Just wants out of here. I don't blame him.
And Sky making the choice. And with that, we have Sky finishing in 13th place with an official time of 3 hours, 17 minutes, 28 seconds. So get those GGs in chat for Sky. A great run on stream. Finishing just before him at 3 hours, 11:37 is Ace Zero in 12th. So that's going to do it. That is all 13 runners finishing up. And once again, GG's to Sky. Great run, great race. But please get some GG's in chat for Scoopula too as our first place on stream. And we are joined here by Sky. Welcome, GG's.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It was fun doing this for the first time.
Oh, this is your first restream or your first combo or?
First restream. I've been running the races since like the end of July. I think is when I first got started.
Awesome. Well, it looked great from here. So well done. Appreciate
it. Probably could have done better than spending a half hour looking for anything other than what was at Croc, but that's how Rando works.
Well, that's going to be the big thing that at least I have, to comment on. So run me through it. You pick up Titan's mitts. You're still looking for those couple of things. What leads you where you go?
Well, I would figure that mitts would bring me to like the Smith chain and some of the stuff that are locked behind those. And if you watch any of my previous races, I never skip Croc But since all the guys that win these say that they do it routinely, I thought let's heckin' give it a try. So it just didn't work out this one time. But yeah, I think that's probably the main part of my game is I'm working on just learning better routing and what to do because you probably saw me there after about the 2 hour 20-minute mark, just going every which way, checking the guy under the bridge, doing the Smith chain. Yeah.
Yeah, up into that break when you go back in after the Ridley clear, I think the routing was really good. I mean, I think obviously you can always look back on these and pick little things here and there, but I think it turned out really nice. It just was a bummer that you didn't finish clearing Norfair.
Yeah, and I think the main thing that drove me away from that was getting flute. I figured, if all else fails and I don't find anything where I'm looking, I can always flute back to the cave and do that stuff. And, just didn't do it as soon as I should have.
Well, I say it all the time, and I'm sure chat's tired of hearing me say it when I come, but a huge difference between wrong plays and bad plays. It would definitely nothing that you did was a bad play, very defendable at every turn, but it just wasn't the right play. Scoop, on the other hand, with 3 E-tanks, no Variasuit, decided to go ahead and dip Croc out of logic and got the early Bow, Book, and Kane. And that kind of set him on the course. I mean, he took a while to find his fire rod, but at the longer you spent in Zelda after that, the more he just caught up and passed you and went on. But it really was a big play on Scoop's part, and not a lot of health to do it. So impressive run.
GG Scoop. I know the little embarrassed with my early Fantoon death too.
Oh, I had moments. Go look. It's ever arm pump off a hill. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're playing, mid game, end game stuff with 3 E-tanks, no suits. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Like I knew it. I know not to do it, but right then I did not. So.
Well, it worked out for you in the end.
Yeah, Sky. I'm thinking if it was Bow for you, then you probably played the seat, right, quote unquote, because I don't know. I don't like. I'm not somebody who likes glitches. I don't like glitches. I just like going fast. I know it seems weird, but
well, there's a definitive point in the restream where Sky picks up mitts. We know where everything else is, from our vantage point, and so I said, and chat said the same thing. Like, what does Sky do with the mitts? Do the mitts pull him back into Zelda, or do you at least finish clearing Norfair while you're down here? And it just didn't. No, it just didn't work out the way that it was. I will ask you, Sky, at what point? I mean, you ended up doing Swamp, but at what point were you nervous about seeing the flippers? Because when those popped up, I thought it's easy to bait somebody into this. Did you think it right away, or did it weigh on you after a while?
It weighed on me for a little while because I'd already done most of the early stuff. Getting the boots, I did all the water checks Azora stuff except for the guy under the bridge. And then as my choices kept on getting smaller and smaller, and in the back of my mind I'm like, even though it's a pendant, there's still 6 items in there, so it could be a bow, it could be the rod, and the rod would have led me to maybe go ahead and finish ice. And then at somewhere I think it was right after Swamp, I just realized I'm wrong, and it's been Croc all along. I think I just beelined it straight there.
I'm looking at the collection rates, 209 to 206. That's awful close. So, I guess Scoop said he was making a lot of extra checks in Crystal Dungeons, whereas I think you're prioritizing some of the other stuff, in the late game. But it's interesting how close the only 3 items difference. I will say, Hype Cave, though, living up to the name.
Yeah, that was exciting to see Varia pop up in there, because at least on my tracker, just, a quarter of the map turns green, and it's like, okay, I could go clear all of Norfair. I just didn't.
Yeah, I guess that's something else I didn't mention. When I was thinking about walking from West Dark World to East, I went north. And a lot of times I go south, but I also like to have more stuff by then. Like to, not leave a bunch of stuff on that chain, whether that's a book, which I guess I had, a mirror, the mitts. So I figured, oh, let's go off the path and check north, see what it has. But it always seems like if you get something that you're supposed to get early, maybe it opens up more stuff, and then you check extra stuff, whereas you do it later, you don't check as much stuff, so you see what happens here. Rando tends to even out.
Yeah, there's for sure a moment in there when I didn't know what my next move was going to be. About maybe like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes in, I was kind of like, my tracker's getting empty. I'm just not sure what to look at next. And then, God, I can't remember what it is I hit, and it just hammer. That's what it was. It took me forever to get to the hammer, and then once I got the hammer, the whole dark world opened up. So I can't. Where was hammer? Shovel, right?
Yeah,
hammer was a shovel.
Yep. And I totally expected something good there, because Meridia had some stuff, but nothing that really opened up the next step, I guess, until that shovel. I'm like, yep, it's a shovel. And it's precious shovel, of course, because seems like when there's progression in Meridia, that's where it is.
Yeah, and I could have had that earlier, but I'm not quite as good with certain fights as the more experienced guys are, so I wanted to, I did everything basically up to Botwoon, checked the sand pits, and then left. Whereas if I could have kept on going and done that, then I probably would have done all of Meridia in one shot, but that certainly held me up a little bit, as double dipping.
So did you do wreck ship once you got over there, or
I did wreck ship super early, so the first thing I did getting into Metroid was go up to Gauntlet, found speed, died, pretty early there, but that was a quick enough check. It only cost me probably a minute or two, but I did the Bryn loop and then went straight to wreck ship pretty early.
Yeah, see, I actually did Croc and then went up. I did all that first, and of course Green Bryn was pretty thin, but I just didn't want to go into 2 tanks because I like sumo everything. That's what I do. I just throw the body around. So
I don't think Brinstar had anything.
I don't think so.
No, and I got trolled by a wave beam too, because I only had 10 supers at the time, and I missed the gate glitch, which is really hit or miss for me. Sometimes it'll be my first time, and sometimes I've gone through 20 or 30 missiles and still haven't gotten it. So as I was starting to lose checks, I was like, it probably is in wave this time, and so I ran all the way back there just to find out it was 20 rupees or a little hard or something.
Yeah, I think it was a 20. Well, that was the thing with your wreck ship play, is there was some stuff open to us at the time, and so when you checked the rest of it, we were saying Scoop had found some stuff at Croc, but what are the chances that Scoop puts off wreck ship for a while, and then you found all that stuff in Meridia that, again, it was a hook shot, mirror, pearl. It pushed. It just.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard when you look back on it to be like, oh yeah, I see what happened. But at the time, we're on the edge of our seats thinking, does Scoop go all the way to wreck ship reserve? Does Scoop do some other things before we get up there? Because that's putting on, so much stuff was locked behind gravity. But
yeah, I was really happy with how things were going, other than the Fantoon death. Up to that point, finding gravity, getting down, opening up, and finding all that quick stuff in Meridia, I felt good at that point.
Well, from where I was sitting, it looked good on both sides. Like I say, randos, and it happens. But Scoop, GG's really nicely done. Taking first on the restream. Sky.
Yeah, GG Scoop.
GG's to you too, man.
GG's to Sky. Thank you, 329th, by the way, very much for being here. It's con, but solo is not something I am looking forward to at any point, but I definitely appreciate being here. And Maddie got hurt again. So, and Professor Renner, by the way, for setting us all up tonight. Nice seed, by the way.
Yeah, definitely look at that. Thanks to the tracker. Thanks to you guys for setting this up. It's tons of fun. I love watching these. Love doing the races. One day I'll get a little bit better, smoother.
Well, like Scoop said, great seed. It was actually a really balanced seed. Scoop and I were talking about that a little bit ago. These tend to be pretty heavy one way or the other, SM or Zelda, but it was pretty even. You kind of cleared it together as it happened. But yeah, do either of you have any questions or comments? Chat, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Well, pretty well analyzed out, I think.
All right. Well, once again, give Scupula, give Sky a follow, show them some support and some love. Always awesome to get to enjoy a restream like this, and these two certainly did not disappoint. Some great runs and really nice moments, some tense moments going on. So it was a real pleasure to watch, and yeah, it was a joy to commentate. So thanks so much for having me. Much love, Scupula and Sky. Thanks so much for joining us. As well as huge shout out to Mad Ewok Herd. They are doing a great job tracking and running some behind the scenes stuff, as well as Professor Render, who set the stream up. So big thanks to them and everybody who's helping out behind the scenes and in the booth at Speed Gaming. I am 329th in line. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much. Join us again sometime. Hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Peace.
Thanks. See you later.